All right, so good evening, guys. Good evening, and once again, guys, welcome back once again to Rio Academy. So initially, let me just check in here. Okay, so fine, guys. I hope my voice is clear, and you guys can also see me quite clearly. So now, as you are quite aware, guys, we have been covering up our sessions, guys, for all the aspirants who are preparing for the PGCET examinations for MCA students, guys. Especially for MCA students, I myself will be conducting mathematics classes and have been for the past few days now. So check out the previous videos, guys, that we have uploaded on YouTube, and do subscribe to our channel at Rio Academy. Like the video if you're able to understand. Let us know your comments in the comment section too. So once again, guys, today, as you are quite aware, that we are going to cover out the topic of statistics, which is a common subject for both MCA students and also for MBA students. But before that, let me inform you, to many among you who are watching us for the first time on YouTube, and simultaneously my friends too have joined us on app, guys. Welcome back, guys, once again. So now all the classes will be conducted on an online basis. The classes are going to be conducted on our app, Rio app. That particular app you'll have to download up, guys, from Google Play Store. It is available there. The links have been also provided out on the description. Join us also at the WhatsApp group. Join us also at the Telegram channel. Once again, the links have been specified, where all the aspirants who are preparing for the subject for the PGCET examination, are present, and who are looking forward for a well-developed and a high-specified training session, guys. We at Rio Academy are providing the PGCET aspirants with the training in their upcoming examination for about a long period of time now. So this experience is what we are going to use in order to guide you all. Now, guys, a number of students who are watching me particularly for the first time, let me tell you something regarding myself. So I'm an engineer, guys. I've been an engineer. I still am an engineer. I'm also an educator out of passion, out of interest. Professionally, it is an engineering task that I do. Now, it's been about more than 6 years that I have been related to this competitive world of not just the PGCET, guys, but also for the KPSCs, UPSCs, the Public Service Commission examinations, the banking examinations, and many of the engineering based competitive examinations. So this experience is what we are going to use in order to guide you all. And join us live daily for the YouTube sessions, guys, that are being conducted. Now, guys, coming back to our particular topic here, and do like the video, guys, once again if you're able to understand. Okay, so now coming back to today's subject, that is the statistics part. Statistics part, guys, is basically a common subject for both the MBA students and also for the MCA students. And as I have previously mentioned too, this portion basically we intend to cover it out at the end. Whenever after the completion of the entire syllabus, we basically come back to this part of statistics. In the part of statistics, there is one particular topic, probability, which I have already covered up. Okay, it is closely related to the topic of permutations and combinations. After the completion of that, we have covered out the topic of probability. Now here we are going to focus out on the major part, guys. That is nothing but the central tendency. Okay, measures of central tendency, that is also what you can define it out. Now I'm going to explain you what the central tendency is, and what are the various measures, and what kind of questions can you expect in your PGCET examination, both for MBA and also for MCA students. And many of the problems related to this particular topic will be covered up, guys, by the end by one of the professional educator. Okay, he himself will be covering up questions related to this part once again. Okay, but nonetheless, guys, in the previous sessions that we have covered out with respect to the coordinate geometry and the trigonometry, I hope that you haven't got any issues with that. But if you do let us know, guys, in the comment section. Okay, so now, guys, See, basically, statistics is a part which is quite an easy aspect. Here we are going to cover out basically three major factors, guys, in the measures of central tendency. Okay, but before that, let me just explain you what do you mean by central tendency and why is it that it is important for you guys. See, while you are covering up your master's degree, guys, when you move on to into the professional sector, okay, just taken for one of the basic and top level institutes of our India here, okay, organizational companies I'm talking about. Let me take in an example of the TCS, Tata Consultancy Service, and Infosys. I'm just taking out an example just to let you know what statistics is and what is it that you are going to find out practically use out of this one. Okay, so let's see, there are totally various different departments here. These are the top leading institutes, correct? It has many different factors, many different departments. For example, you can say initially you can call it the financial department, which is the main department. Then it comes to the capital, with respect to human capital also, with respect to land, with respect to the number of employees, with respect to the number of resources, so on and so on. Now here, guys, in the case of statistics, what you do is basically we collect out that data and represent that data. Okay, collection of the data and representation of the data, that is what we basically do out in this part of statistics. Okay, just the collection of the data and representation. Okay, now you might have seen that each and every year there are different organizations which keep on leading, correct? Many a number of times it is TCS which is holding the first position with respect to the development, and many a number of times it is Infosys which is holding out the first number of position with respect to the development. So how do we basically do that? How is it that the calculations are made? So here, guys, what they do is, see, suppose I have a complete set of data. Okay, suppose I am going to take this one, this box here, rough box, to be a complete set of data, and I want exactly to know in the weight here. Okay, what is the weight of this particular box? I want to know in the weight. So what exactly can I do here? Instead of lifting up this particular box, of course I can use out the weighing machine, which is quite much easier. But if I just want to know the weight of this particular box on a practical basis, what we do, we basically try to lift this particular box. Okay, or we just try to push that box and we just try to imagine how heavier or how lighter this particular box is. Okay, suppose here if I try to pick this particular weight or box from this particular point, then it is going to be very heavier. Okay, it is going to feel very heavier to me because it is at the end here, and this is going to consume basically a lot of energy, lot of the force. Okay, but in turn, if I pick out this particular weight using this central point, if I just try to lift out any of the box or any of the weight using this particular point, central point, which is also known to be center of gravity physically, with respect to physics, if I talk in, it is center of gravity. Whenever you want to lift out any of the box or any of the material, or suppose you are going to gym in order to work out, or you're doing some kind of professional powerlifting championship or something, just try to identify the central point of that particular weight, and you can lift any weight if you just basically try to balance out this center of gravity. Now why is that? Because everything, guys, each and every force that is present here in the box is basically concentrated at the central part. Correct? Basically each and every point is being concentrated at the central part. So it will be easier if we basically try to study out this central point. It will be easier for us. In a same way, if you want to read out any of the data, if you want to calculate, if you want to represent any of the data with respect to a company, you try to do out what? You try to go out to the central portion, the central part of a particular company, the central part of TCS. What is this central part? Basically it is revenue. Each and every company's growth is calculated on the basis of revenue. So you try to do out what? In one particular year, suppose for particular year of 2023 financial year, of course, 2023, what is the revenue that has been generated by this particular company or an organization? So that, guys, basically what we do, it is a complete list of all the complete year. correct? There are totally 12 months and there is a list that has been mentioned each and every day what was the expenditure, each and every day what was the revenue, and finally after the completion of 12 months we get out what? We get out the total revenue that has been generated. Okay, we add out all the revenue here. But basically, how can you say that this particular company TCS or any of the company is greater or is on a larger basis of growth as compared to any other? Okay, I'm just giving out an example here. It does not really mean so. Suppose Infosys and TCS, the revenue generated by TCS, let me take in to be 23 crores for particular year of 2023. Just an example. Okay, so now the revenue generated, suppose in case for an example, you are going to take out 25 crores is the revenue generated for this particular company of Infosys. Basically, the revenue generated by Infosys is greater here. So definitely Infosys has an higher weightage. So it is on a larger growth basis. Okay, practically it may vary, guys. I'm just taking out an example here for reference. So here now, how did we come up to this particular 25 crore? There is a total list of all the revenue. So basically what we do here, guys, we don't directly consider, we don't directly compare the total values, because like I said, there are also expenditures here. Income ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಿದೆ, ಆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಸಹ ಇದೆ. There is also expenditure here. We have to take care of that, and after that whatever is remaining, that will be our revenue or that will be the profit generated. So how do we calculate that? Basically we try to look at the central point of this particular list, guys. Okay, suppose there is a list of whole 12 months on complete year, whatever the expenditure or revenue or what different departments have been gone through. Basically we just try to identify the central value of the particular list or the revenue here. At first there is 1 crore, 2 crore, 100 crore, so on and so on. We tried what the central value is on an complete basis. How much is it that this particular company is generating? Why? Because the central value will give us basically an overall idea, an overall exact idea of what this entire box weighs. In the same way, this value will give us an overall idea. The central value will give us an overall idea of the total revenue generated by any of the organization. Okay, now one more thing, guys, I'll take in one more example here, practically a simpler example. Suppose there are 5 people in a family. Okay, the first person's income totally, suppose I'll take it to be 25,000. Right, second person's income will be how much? I'll take it to be 30k, 30,000. Third person's income will be 40k, and then fourth person's income totally will be 50k. Okay, so now here if I ask you what is the central value here? Central value basically is nothing but the average, guys. Centrally, average specifies the central value. How do you calculate the average? Basically we have been calculating that whole through average is given by sum divided by number of elements, correct? So what is this sum here? 25 and 30, 55 plus of 40, 95 plus of 50, that will be 145. So sum is 145 divided by number of elements is 5. So on cancellation this will be what? 29. Okay, so 29k. So this means what, guys? Basically 29,000 is the central value of the income that is being earned or generated by this particular family of 4 members. It also means that there are 2 people above 29,000. Okay, in this particular family of 4 members, there are 2 members who earn salary less than 29,000. Okay, there are 2 members here, and there are 2 people who basically earn out the salary greater than 29,000. Okay, so this basically average gives you an overall view of what the centrality is. Okay, of what the centralness is. So this centralness also has a common name. If you calculate everything with respect to the values as it is there, this is 25,000, you are using this value particularly and directly. 30k, you are using the value, you are using this value directly and directly. If you calculate the central value of all the given variables or any information or the data that has been presented to you on an normal basis directly, then such a central value is known to be average. Okay, central value is known to be average. Okay, this is nothing new guys, you already know what average is. I'm just trying to explain you how in practical world, or how in in many of the organizations that you are going to work out tomorrow, you will find out the use of this particular feature, that is central tendency. Okay, now remember guys, there are many different ways in order to calculate these central values. There are many different ways. The first way is known to be mean. Okay, the first way that you can calculate the central value of any of the data is through mean. What is mean? Mean is basically nothing but the average guys. Now in case of average, you calculate the central value directly on the basis of values given. Okay, whatever values, define anything, you don't change out anything, you don't take in the secondary considerations, you directly take in the sum divided by number of elements. Okay, sum divided by number of elements, that will give you mean. Now there are many different ways you can also calculate this central value. You can also calculate this central value with respect to the position. Okay, with respect to position, suppose you are positioning the given elements 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 5 elements have been given to you of any particular value. We are not considered about the values here, we are not concerned about these values, we are only concerned about the positions. So if in case there are 5 different elements, with respect to position, the third position will be the central value. Correct? If there are 5 total elements given to us, with respect to the position, if we look in, third position will be the central value. So now here, whenever you calculate the central value with respect to position, then such central value is known to be median. Okay, such a central value calculation is known to be median. All right, and now there is also a third method guys. Third method, you calculated the central value on the basis of average, directly on the basis of value. You calculated the central value with respect to the position, and you can also calculate the central value in any of the given list or a data. Whenever a data has been given, whichever is the central value, you can also calculate it on the basis of a repetition. Okay, how many number of times an element is being repeated. Suppose for example 2 3 4 and 4. Okay, I'm just going to consider this particular series. I'll explain you what series is, what different type of series are. We'll come back to that. This is just an overall look of what I'm trying to say. 2 3 4 and 4. In this particular series, 4 is being repeated 2 times. Okay, so 4 is repeating what? On the basis of that, we can also calculate the central value. Okay, basically here it is not exactly the central value which it specifies. It basically tells us the repetition values, basically how many number of times an element is being repeated. That third part is known to be the mode. Okay, so these are what guys? These are nothing but the methods. These are nothing but the measures. Okay, measures. What measures? Measures of central tendency, the measures that you use in order to calculate the central values. Hence this topic is known to be measures of central tendency. Okay, this topic is known to be measures of central tendency. Central tendency means central value, measure means the methods of calculating this central tendency. Basically there are 3 different methods that you are going to use out: mean, median and mode. We'll come back to this, the explanation of this particular in detail. This was just an overall practical view of what statistics is and what is it that you are going to imply it out. Okay, now these all points will never be asked in your examination, either in the preparation okay, either in the preparation of your examination and also in your future examination guys. Okay, yes guys, like I told Pavitra sir, total number of elements is 4, then why we taken 5? Pavitra 149 upon 5. Yes guys, like I told you, here the calculations are not exactly right. Okay, this is just an explanation. I'll come back to the calculation miss with the proper view next upcoming now. Okay, I'll just get back to that particular question, Miss Pavitra. That will be 149 upon 5, I hope. Okay, that is 149 upon 5, maybe. See, 25 plus of 30 will be 55, plus of 40 will be 95. So 95 plus of 50, that will be 145. Okay, 145 divided by 4, total number of elements is 4 here, so it will be 4. Okay, I have taken it to be 5, that is wrong. So basically average will turn out to be something else here. 4 cancellation, that will lead out to 3 and 7 point something. So 37 point something the average will be. Okay, the basically what I was trying to say here is, I was just trying to say average will give you the central value, the middle position with respect to what you can calculate the number of people whose income is above this particular value, or how many number of people are above this 37,000, and you can also calculate the number of people whose income is below 37,000. okay, with respect to the position here. Okay, we'll get back to this particular calculations, guys. I hope you are able to understand just this overall view of what statistics is going to be. Okay, if you have got questions apart from with respect to the calculations, you can let me know, guys, in the comment section. Okay, so now the important point here that we are going to look at. See, I told you that statistics is nothing but the collection of data, representation of data, and storing of data. Okay, now data can be basically stored in a number of ways, guys. We can just keep on writing them. Okay, I can write in the numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 so on and so on. I can write on the numbers, and always remember, data means not only numbers, it can also be alphabets, it can be anything, generally information. Okay, information is known to be data. So you can just keep on writing the numbers here 1 2 3. You can like it in this way, or you can write it in this manner. Okay, you can write it anyway in jumbled up form, so on and so on. But basically, if you write it in this way, no one will be able to understand what it is that we are referring to. Hence, we have gone up with these standards. Okay, I think you guys have heard about ISO, okay, Indian session, and then you have also heard about UPAC, okay, chemically the international standards, and then ISI, Indian standard of measurements here. Okay, these are all the standards that we have gone through. Now, on the basis of standards, guys, if you want to represent the data, if you want to store the data or collect the data, basically you can do that in the form of tables. Correct? You can represent any of the data with respect to tables. You can arrange the tables vertically, you can arrange the tables horizontally. Okay, I mean, you can keep on writing the numbers in vertical format 1 2 3 4 5 so on and so on, or you can also write these numbers in an horizontal position, horizontal way, so on and so on, or you can also write them in jumbled up manner in the form of what, guys? In the form of matrices. Okay, you can arrange the data also in the form of matrices, both vertically and horizontally. But apart from these, you can also just represent the elements as it is they are. Okay, in the form of series or in the form of sequences. That part we have covered out, guys, in the part of sequence, but nonetheless I'll just represent it here. 2 3 4 5 6 so on and so on. So this, guys, is known to be a series or a sequence. Why? You just keep on writing the numbers one after the other. Okay, one after the other. If you keep on writing, it is commonly known to be series. Generally it is known to be series, or it is known to be sequence. But if you talk about professionally, guys, if you speak about, there are once again different methods in order to arrange the elements in form of series and also in form of sequences. And what are those methods? Basically, it is nothing but arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and harmonic mean. Correct? Or you can also call them to be AP, GP, HP, arithmetic progression, geometric progression, and harmonic progression. Okay, these are the basic different methods. But here what we are going to do in the part of statistics, we are just going to focus on the means, guys. We are not going to go into the progressions, sequences, the details, and however it is that they are related to each other. Okay, we are not going to study about that. We are going to study about the mean values here, only the central part. Okay, now, so now, guys, representation of numbers in a form of a series, just like I have taken out one particular example right now. 2 3 4 5 and 6, this is known to be a series. Why? Because you are just writing out the number in form of a series. Series means what? One after the other, continuous. Okay, non-breaking. That is what is known to be series. If you keep on writing the numbers one after the other with relation in between them, or without any relation in between them with respect to statistics, then such a series is known to be individual series. Okay, such a series is known to be individual series. Why individual? Because each and every number is present here on its own individuality. 2 is present once, 3, 4, 5 and 6, they are only present individually, only one values here. Okay, individually each and every number is present, that is forming out a series, hence it is known to be individual series. Okay, now how do you calculate out the first value, guys? Central tendency, the central value on the basis of only on the basis of values, direct central value, that is nothing but the average. Correct? Average means basically it is also known to be mean. Mean also means selfish. Okay, not that mean we are talking about. We are not talking about this one, we are talking about the average here. What is average? Given by sum divided by number of elements. Correct? These are the values given. We are just taking out this sum, we are dividing it by the number of elements. So what is this sum here? 2 plus 3 5 plus 4 9 plus of 5, that will be what? 14, plus of 6, that will be 20. So 20 is the total sum divided by number of elements, 1 2 3 4 5. Totally there are 5 number of elements. So our central value here, guys, will be what? It will be 4. Okay, average or the mean will turn out to be 4. With respect to the values that they have given, 4 is the central values. 4 is the central value. Okay, now if you also take out with respect to position, guys, see here, first position, second, third, fourth and fifth position. Okay, with respect to position 2, third position is at the middle here. Correct? There are only 5 places here. Third place will be at the what? At the middle position. So this is known as positional average, that we are going to talk about later on. We are only focusing about the mathematical averages here. Mathematical averages or direct averages. What is mathematical average? Mean, guys. General mean or general average is known to be mathematical average, sum divided by number of elements. So basically this is what, guys? This basically is sigma, symbol of sigma, Greek letter. So summation, it is also known to be summation. Summation of what? Of all the given elements here. The element can be anything. We take that element to be x. Okay, it is a variable. Now I specifies the number of position here. If x is 1, if I is 1 here, then it will be what? X1. So the first variable. If I is 5, at fifth position, what the variable is? That is nothing but 6. So only on the basis of specification we represent that as xi. X is the variable. In any of the given series, you are taking out this sum of what? All the variables. X is the variable, this is the summation. Sum divided by number of elements. Number of elements basically represented by small n. Okay, which is equals to what, guys? Average. So average is represented by a bar over a head. Okay, x bar. Variable is represented by x and bar represents the average. Okay, this is known to be what, guys? The formula for the mathematical average or mean. Okay, please don't buy it. It is very logical and you already know that. Nothing to worry. Okay, now guys, suppose in case, okay, I am going to take out one more series here. 2 3 4 4 5 6 5 6 6 5 7 2 3. Okay, suppose now I am taking out one different series here. This is also a series. Okay, we are not concerned about the relationship here, guys, as we are in case of this topic. Okay, relationship we have dealt it out in one particular different topic. Here we are going to deal out only with respect to the arrangement part. Suppose this is the series here. Now 2 is present here and 2 is also present here, right? 2 is present here and 2 is also present here, and 3 is here, 3 is also present here. 4, it is also present 2 number of times. 5, it is also present 2 number of times. 6, it is also present 2 number of times. 7 is the only element here which is present on an individual basis. Okay, 7 is the only element that is present on an individual basis. Correct? Now here, if I want the average, guys, if I want the mean arithmetic value here, what do we do? We basically go out with summation of xi divided by number of elements. Correct? Summation of x. Now see here, 2 plus of 2, that will be included in this sum. 2 plus of 2, 3 plus of 3 will also be included. 4 plus of 4 will also be included, 5 plus of 5 will also be included, and 6 plus of 6, as they are repeating 2 number of times twice each and every element, we are going to consider them to be what, guys? Adding them 2 number of times divided by number of elements. So this is what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 11. Okay, this will be basically the average or the sum. But now see, if suppose 2 is repeating 3 number of times and I want this sum, I can basically take out this sum here, 2 plus 2 plus 2, or I can just also calculate this sum on an multiplicative basis. Correct? 2 is repeating how many number of times? 3 number of times, right? This will also give me the same value, this will also give me the same value. Correct? We are taking sum on a multiplicative basis here. So practically what happens, guys, as these are very smaller series here, but in practicality the series will have thousands and lakhs of number of elements. You can't keep on adding, you can't keep on adding them one after the other. In order to reduce time, we basically go out with the multiplicative representation. So basically what we do here, 2 plus of 2 can also be written as 2 multiplied with 2. The element is 2, which is being repeated 2 number of times. And next there is element 3. 3 is also repeating 2 number of times. I am going to take it in this manner, multiplicative form. There is also 4, which is repeating itself 2 number of times. There is also 5, which is repeating itself 2 number of times. And there is also 6, which is repeating itself twice. And there is also 7, which is repeating itself only once on an individuality basis. Okay, just a minute here. Okay, so it is also present on an individuality basis. So basically here what we are doing, guys, we are taking out this sum only, but instead of adding them on an individual basis, we are just multiplying the variable and the number of times it is being repeated. Okay, the variable and number of times it is being repeated. Okay, this will also give us the same sum. You are going to take out this sum divided by number of elements. Okay, it will give you the same value. Here what we do, guys, whenever in any of the given series the number of elements are being repeated, ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದರೆ ಆ ಎಷ್ಟು ರಿಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಆ ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡುವುದು. See, we basically multiply the variable, guys, with respect to the frequency. What is frequency? The number of times that variable is occurring. Okay, suppose if 3 is occurring 3 times, 3 is the variable. Okay, I'll take it to be 4 in order to avoid confusion. 3 is the variable, it is being repeated 4 number of times. So I can take this to be 3 plus 3 plus 3, the sum, or I can also write it to be 3 into 4, 3 being repeated 4 number of times. So any variable and given the number of repetition, how many times it is occurring in this series, we take out basically this sum in multiplicative format. Okay, and summation represents the same method for each and every variable. Okay, xi into f. X is nothing but variable, f is nothing but the frequency, and we basically take out this sum whole divided by number of elements. Here the number of elements we take out to be capital N. Why? Because capital N, guys, it specifies basically the summation of frequency. Summation of frequency, the number of times variables are present. If we add out the number of times, we'll get total number of value of how many elements are present in the given series. Okay, see here, this we write it down as variable xi. Okay, suppose the variable is 2, 3 and 4, and frequency we also represent. We don't keep on writing the value here. If they are being repeated like this here, there is no need to write them separately, because it is just going to consume up our time and space. So in order to save that time, in order to save that space, we try to write these series values, series elements in form of an hidden basis. Okay, hidden basis. Suppose there is a series which has 2 as the element and it is being repeated 4 number of times, and there is a series which has 3 as an element which is being repeated 2 number of times, 4 is also present which is 3 number of times. If I write down this particular series here, this particular representation in form of series, it will be like this: 2 2 2, which is 4 times, and then 3 3 3, okay, which is also 3 times. I'll take it here. Okay, 3 times, and then there is 4 is also present how many number of times? 2 times. So this complete series we are just trying to reduce the size and time here by representing them in form of a frequency. Okay, so whenever guys you represent the series in this format, in the format of variable and also in the form of frequency, the variables are hidden here. 2 is present 4 times, it is not clearly specified here. Okay, like this, as we have mentioned, it is hidden here, 2 and 4, it is hidden. So this series and this form of representation is known to be discrete series. Okay, discrete series. Discrete means hidden guys, secret. Okay, discrete series. This is the individual series where individually we write on the elements, and here we write down the element in form of the frequencies, hidden format, hence it is known to be discrete series. And basically by adding out these values here, these values here, okay, summation of frequency, that will give us capital N, the number of elements in the given series, 4 3 7 3 10. The total number of elements is nothing but 10. Okay, this guys is the second form of series. And here if you want to calculate the average, basically the central value, you take out the sum divided by number of elements. What is sum given here? Sum is nothing but summation of xi. If the frequency is given, you multiply the frequency value here, the number of elements on a multiplicative basis, divided by the total number of elements, summation of fx divided by capital N. Okay, so this is the second part of this series guys. Now coming back to the next part of the series that we basically have, that is the fourth part. Okay, fourth part is continuous series. Now if you got doubts guys, please ask. One more thing guys, this kind of detailed explanation is will not be asked in your PGCET preparation. Basically this is an MCQ examination, so all you need to do is come back to the answer. Why I'm telling you this is, it is very important for you in order to understand this series, because whenever you clear out your PGCET and move on into the practical world after getting out 5 to 6 years of experience, and if they promote you to some particular level of supervisor or something, there you will have to maintain out. Okay, you'll have to maintain out the registry of some or the different format. There if you are able to understand the series and different types, it will be easier for you. Okay, if not, then it is okay. Once again there at that position, you'll have to learn it out again. Okay, so now coming back to the third position guys, continuous series. Okay, the first format is individual series where we represent the series separately. And the second form is the discrete series where we represent this series in an hidden basis. 2 is repeating 3 times, 4 is repeating 5 times. Okay, now what we do guys, whenever the series is very large, okay, suppose for example if I take in the number of population here, okay, the population of India, it is leading, correct, we are leading the entire world with respect to population right now. We have surpassed China guys. Okay, I think currently 143 or something our population is running on. So 143 crore, it is a very large number of people. Okay, people once again guys is a common noun. Okay, you can also use this particular word for an individual person, or you can also use it as a common noun for a group of men or women. Okay, so now 143 crores, that is a very large number and still counting. Okay, we will never lose here guys with respect to the term of population, that is for sure. Okay, so 143 crores here. So 143 crores is a very large number. So basically what we are going to do here, we are going to divide out these values. We are going to do out what, 0 to 20 crores. I'm going to form out a group. People within 0 to 20 crores with respect to their age, with respect to their name or something, we are going to classify that. But basically I'm giving you an example. 0 to 20 crore, we are going to take out this as only one group. Okay, we are going to take out this as the first group. And then from 20 crores to 40 crores, from 20 crores to 40 crores, these many number of people, we are going to take it out as the second group. Okay, we are going to take it out as the second group. And then once again from 40 to 60 crores, we are going to take it out as the third group. And then so on guys, 60 to 80 crores or 80 to directly 140 crores, you can take that. So basically what we do in the third format of representation of our series here, we basically go out with the formation of groups. We take out the variables in the form of group. The variable xi, okay, variables, I'll take it suppose 0 to 10. Okay, 0 to 10, it means what, in any of the particular college or an institution, 0 to 10, suppose there are 50 employees. Okay, in a company there are 50 employees. All right, now out of these 50 employees, we are to mark out those employees who are doing basically excellent job or brilliant job. They are doing their work very quite on a good basis. We want to identify them. So I'm just representing the series here, 0 to 10. There are totally 10 members here. Out of 10 members, there are only 4 members who are doing their work properly on an excellent basis. Okay, and then 10 to 20, from 10 to 20, whoever the people are, 10 to 20, there are only 3 members who are doing their job on an excellent basis. And then it comes to 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Okay, we are creating groups out here. We are creating basically groups. Within 20 to 30, there are 2 members who are doing their work on a very exceptional basis. 30 to 40, there are 5 members. 40 to 50, there is only 1 person who are doing their jobs on an excellent basis. So basically here guys, what we are trying to do, we are basically trying to reduce all that space. If I now write down the elements here, the values from 0 to 10, it is going to consume up one line. From 10 to 20, another. So we have saved this much of space, we have saved this much of particular time by representing them in the format of groups. Okay, this cannot be done guys. This kind of classification cannot be done in form of discrete series. In the case of discrete series here, we're just representing them with respect to number of times. Okay, we cannot create on groups here. That is a disadvantage that we can overcome with respect to the grouped data or grouped series. This form of group format and the number of people or the number of elements, this is known to be the grouped data, or it is also known to be continuous series. Why continuous guys? Because as you can see, the elements are continuous here. There is no element which is missing. Okay, continuously from 0 to 50, all the elements have been included here, hence it is known to be continuous series. It is one after the other, hence it is known to be a series. And this once again guys is nothing but the frequency. And now here guys, once again, if you want to find out the average, that is the central value, we are going to take out what sum of what guys, basically the variables here, correct? But here the variables have been given on an what guys, on an group basis. So once again, if it is a group, we do what? We identify the central part here, we identify the middle value here. Okay, central part. And here once again, central part is once again the average. Okay, once again it will be the average here. So average, okay, XA, I'll write it down as XA, average of the first group, and you multiply that with the frequency. There are 4 people and each and every value has to be substituted to the each and every member present here. Okay, the average of both these values here, multiply that with the frequency. Average multiplied with the frequency. And then next guys, average here multiply with frequency. Once again, average, frequency, multiply, average and frequency, that you multiply. And that once again we have taken it out to be summation. Okay, summation of average and frequency, sum XA F, okay, divided by number of elements, capital N, which once again is nothing but summation of frequency. Summation of frequency. This will give us totally the number of elements. Okay, so this guys is the third format or the third formula that you can take out in order to calculate the average. And please once again guys, don't by heart these formulas. Don't by heart these formulas. This is very logical on an understandment basis. So just try to understand. Don't try to mug out these formulas. Okay, it will only lead to confusion. Just go on as it is, as you have been solving within your high schools and within your graduation and pre-university level. So Shashwant sir, does MBA also have statistics? Yes sir, Shashwant, MBA also has a statistics part is common for both MBA students and also for MCA students. In statistics part, you have the measures of central tendency, mean, median and mode. Okay, I am covering out the basics here guys. We'll start solving out the problems. And with respect to the continuous series here, there are 2 different formats, inclusive series and exclusive series. I'll come back to that later on guys in the next class. So with respect to statistics, measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, okay, correlation and regression, these are the major topics. Within these topics only we are going to cover out all that has been included in your syllabus with respect to the statistics part. Okay, so in today's class guys, we have dealt out with the basics of what statistics is and what is the central value and what is it that we are going to find out useful. Any of the point here will specifically will never be asked in any of the examination, neither in your PGCET or in any of the other examination, but these points are important in order to understand the concepts. So like in case what mean is, what median is, what individual series is, what discrete series is, what continuous series is. Okay, so I hope it is clear guys. If you got doubts, then please let me know in the comment section. If you're able to understand, then too let me know. No sir, we haven't understood anything, whatever it is that you have said. If that is the case, then too please let me know guys. Okay, so today guys, that will be it for today's class. In the next class we'll continue on furthermore. I'll just try to take out some of the problems with respect to the mathematical averages that we have dealt in, and we are going to look at two different types of continuous series, inclusive and exclusive, and how to solve out the problems related to those. Okay, so once again guys, do like the video, those whoever is watching me on YouTube, and please let us know your comments in the comment section guys, and do join us guys daily live on YouTube for the classes which are being conducted simultaneously on app and also on YouTube. I myself will be conducting out the mathematics class guys, especially for MCA students, but this statistics part, as looking into the fact that this is common for both MCA and MBA students, I myself will be handling that too. Okay, so now thank you guys once again for joining us live. Thank you to all my friends who will be watching me later on in recorded basis, so on YouTube and also simultaneously on the app guys. Okay, so thank you Kirti, thank you Yashaswini, Neha, Saubhagya, Pavitra and Noorin. Okay, and also thanks to Shashwant who had joined in. Okay, so that's it for today guys. Be seeing you again in the next class. Up till then, have a great time guys, take care and bye guys.